Scottish Sports and Saloon car, race number 1. They're on the grid, ready to go. Let's see who gets the jump down towards that all-important Duffus dip. We see it over and over again. Terrible start from Kenny McKell there. He just did not get that car going, and it looked like Roddy Patterson's going to blast in towards the lead. Alongside him, Alan Doncaster. McKell third at the moment, ahead of Robert Drummond, and then a handful of minis. The minis, the R53 Mini Cooper S Cup really is growing in stature. Now, is the door open in that car? It is. Kenny McKell's pasture door wide open as he went through McIntyre's there. Meanwhile, Roddy Patterson accelerates away up the back straight. A man who we know very, very well. He's Caterham extremely fast. He's Caterham C400. But we're going to have to keep an eye on Kenny McKell. Car number 37, his door, definitely pasture door, opening at corners. Yeah, not the best thing for him. That will put him off a bit. Hopefully they can, hopefully it can close itself and keep itself shut through the corner. But we're talking about the minis, R53 Mini Cooper S Cup. Vic Covey Jr., Paul Wilson, Stuart Buchan, Ollie Mortimer and Fraser Jameson. Stuart Buchan and Fraser Jameson coming into the series from the Superlap Scotland Feeder Series, which is brilliant news for those guys. They've cut their teeth in that series and they're deciding to move into a little bit more racing. So let's see how these guys get on. There's Ron Cumming there. Car number 9 coming into shot. The Nemesis, very fast little car, and that car should work its way up towards the front, just taking his time getting bedded in. The door still flapping on Kenny McKell's car as Ollie Mortimer comes through the first minute. Look at Paul Wilson there, wow, ahead of Alistair Bapty. Alistair Bapty fighting with these minis and his MGB as we come round towards the apron. Roddy Patterson streaking away at the front, making this one look very, very easy thus far. I don't think he'll have it all his own way though. We'll have to see as the race goes on. A very, very experienced man, we should say that as well. He's done a lot of laps around here and he knows how to handle these fire-breathing monsters that are coming up behind him. The big turbocharged cars, the four-wheel drive cars. And keep your eyes out for the 4th place car, Robert Drummond's Escort Cosworth. Robert looked after by SWR, Stuart White Racing. And see the door in Kenny McKell's car still open. Now I'm wondering if that will warn a black and orange flag from the marshals. If we've got a yellow flag there, so that means somebody has possibly come adrift at the Arnold Clark chicane. We need to see, yes, we've got double waved yellow flags, we've got marshals on the run up the banking. As the guys come out, up the main street, up the back straight they go. Good to find out who we have lost at the exit of the chicane. Oh, I tell you who we have lost. Ron Cumming retires the car. That's something we haven't seen very much. That car's very reliable, very fast, but not to be today. As your leader, car number 51, Roddy Patterson comes through the hairpin and accelerates up the main straight. That car sounds absolutely beautiful, absolutely on point as McKell goes through, then Drummond goes through. Now have we lost one of the, have we lost Alan Doncaster from that battle? Be interested to see that if Doncaster is in the background, but no, he isn't, so there's somebody we have lost. I wonder if it's Alan who's come unstuck at the Arnold Clark chicane. We shall find out. McKell, his door's still wide open there as they go down through Butchers and up to the chicane now. No, there's Alan Doncaster. Cancel that. Don't panic. Alan Doncaster's still in the race. It should be Ollie Mortimer next. There he is. Ollie comes through in his Mini Cooper S. And Paul Wilson is now right behind Andrew Morrison in his TCR Seat as they go up to the Arnold Clark chicane. We can see a car just up the back straight. Now, is that the BMW of Andy Patterson? We need to see that in a minute. Yes. Oh, and that's not in a good place, is it? No, it's not. You wouldn't want to come through the chicane and have that sitting there. As we get a replay here, up towards the chicane, through he goes. Oh, a little bit wide at the top, back end breaks free, puts him in the gravel, and then spins and half spins, and then, oh dear, reverses it into the gravel, and you will not drive out of that new gravel trap, I guarantee that. So yes, the race has been neutralised. Out comes the safety car. That's definitely for the best, because you could imagine Andy Patterson would be terrified that his car's sitting in the gravel trap waiting to be hit, but imagine being one of the other drivers coming through the corner and seeing a BMW-shaped object in the gravel trap. Car's clear. Safety car's back in. Let's go racing. Up the main straight. Patterson. There was McKell all over the back of him. This really has helped Kenny McKell. Patterson defends in towards Duffus Dip, and that door seems to have closed itself on Kenny McKell's car. So he'll be happy with that, and so will the stewards. Robert Drummond just taking it nice and calm at the start just now to get a little bit of heat back in the tyres possibly. But down through Butchers he goes and over the chicane. Yeah, I was wrong about that door. That door still is flapping, but it looks like it's possibly on some sort of strap, which is always a good thing through that corner. You see the complete difference in cars. So with a little light Caterham, the C400, built for speed, against the Mitsubishi Evo tuned in-house and prepared by AG Motorsport, Andrew Gallagher, somebody who has built some very fast cars over his time. Very fast driver himself and a great rally driver, Andrew Gallagher. He's missed at Not Kill Racing, the SMRC, but he's brought Kenny McKell out, and Kenny McKell knows what he's doing. Look at this, he's trying to go around the outside in towards Duffy's Dip. Patterson just defends enough not to compromise his line. Down through Leslie's to go, named after the late great David Leslie, into McIntyre's, named after Bob McIntyre. First man ever to lap the Isle of Man TT over 100 miles an hour. Through the Arnold Clark chicane, they go and then up the back straight towards Clark Corner, and all this is bringing Robert Drummond, you can see him, ladies and gentlemen, in towards the fray. Alan Doncaster has now got Andrew Morrison problems, and you see it, and Ollie Mortimer still leads the minis, although he has got Alistair Bapty right behind him in his MGB GT. Here we go up the main straight, flicking off another lap. Faster static camera, you can see just how fast these cars are now. Robert Drummond getting a real drive there, spitting a nice flame out the exhaust as he comes off the power. And touches the throttle again, and all that unburnt fuel gets pushed out the exhaust in big plumes of smoke. You just gotta love turbo cars. That door still flapping wide open on Kenny McKell's car. I could imagine that would be very off-putting in the car if you're not expecting it. And yeah, Roddy Patterson now definitely starting to accelerate and stretch his legs at the front. This is possibly where the lighter Caterham looks after its tyres longer, and it helps it towards the end of the race. Bapty's got past Ollie Mortimer, you can see that there, and Paul Wilson now looks like he wanted to have a go at the back of his good friend Ollie Mortimer. Up the main straight they go, Patterson streaking away from Kenny McKell. All is not done yet though. Kenny McKell wants a little bit more of this as they go underneath the Beatson's Building Supply Bridge. Duffy's Dip. Tricky corner at the bottom of the left. Very easy to get caught out there and arrive at McIntyre's turn 3 too fast. These guys up, they've nailed it every single lap. Past the point where the safety car was brought out because we lost Andy Patterson's BMW 318 right there. And up the back straight in towards Clark Corner they come. Now there's Roddy Patterson starting to look in his mirrors and starting to worry about Kenny McKell catching him up. We'll find out in just a couple of laps. Drummond homes in on the brakes. Nice dry track there. It was a little bit damp for the Legends race earlier on. But these guys have got it nice and dry. Up the main straight. Oh, something's gone wrong with McKell. McKell in a little bit of trouble there. I thought that was a missed gear or something's happened. And that's let Robert Drummond rocket past into second place. Now, can Kenny McKell keep it going, or is there some sort of problem which is going to make him park that car up? Such is the horsepower and the heat that goes through these cars. Things do unfortunately go wrong with the big turbocharged cars, and usually the guys don't try and nurse them home. If they know there's a problem, they'll get back in the pit lane, they'll get back into the paddock, and they'll try and fix it for race number 2. But McKell doesn't look like he's losing too much time now as Drummond comes through on 2 wheels there. Alan Doncaster still ahead of Andrew Morrison in the Seat TCR car, and ahead of Alistair Bapty in the lovely MGB GT. Alistair Bapty, great guy in the paddock. A little bit different, we'll just leave it at that. Over the line go the leaders, and Roddy Patterson has now got Robert Drummond all over the back. In fact, Drummond takes the lead just as they're going towards Duffus, and Roddy Patterson has to back out with that one. Brilliant bit of driving there. Brilliant driving from Robert Drummond. He's just bided his time through this, and now he's in the lead. Roddy Patterson finds himself having to look at the back of one of these cars now. He hasn't seen this all race. The only car he's seen the back of was the pace car, or the safety car when it came out, in fact. Up the back straight they go into Clark's. Has Patterson got anything in reserve for this Escort Cosworth? We could say the ageing Escort Cosworth, but it just keeps getting rebuilt, and it's such a rocket ship as they come into the hairpin. Different camera view through the hairpin become. You can see the new spectator banking in the background there, a nice fence to shield you from any wind which might come up the valley. Over the line goes Drummond. Where's Patterson now? He's dropped back quite a bit there. Is that a black flag, in fact? There was some flag getting shown from the starters rostrum there. Difficult for us to see in the exact side-on position. But through the chicane they go, up the back straight. Drummond now checking his mirrors as he goes up the back straight, not wanting to really defend into Clark Corner. And through they come on the way towards the hairpin, catching one off the minis now. I believe that's Stuart Buchan, who was just about to go a lap down, as Alan Doncaster still holds off Andrew Morrison. He'll be happy with that. Great drive so far from Alan Doncaster as he makes his way over the crest of the chicane. Meanwhile, back at the hairpin, they've both got past Stuart Buchan. Stuart would have been very respectful to the leaders coming up and stay out the way. And there's Fraser Jameson, the next car, about to go a lap down. These two guys brand new to the series. The flag's now been withdrawn, so whatever flag was being shown there, I wonder if that was for Kenny McKell actually, because there was a white car in the pit lane there, and it looked like it could have just been the top of Kenny McKell's car. I wonder if they've got him for that door, which was flapping about in the breeze. Difficult for us to say. Jameson up towards Arnold Clark chicane, does manage to get out of the way, almost, as the leaders make their way up towards Clark corner now. Up the inside goes Drummond. Yes, he does. Jameson does the right thing there. Sticks to his racing line, doesn't dart across the road or do anything silly. The leaders make their way past as they come in towards the hairpin. Now the laps definitely ticking down. Roddy Patterson possibly with a last lunge in towards the hairpin there, but it's not to be, as up towards the line, Robert Drummond. Great drive from Robert Drummond, takes a checkered flag, second place for Roddy Patterson. He will be happy with that one, although he did have the lead for a lot of that race. We wait for third place man to come through. That could possibly now be Alan Doncaster after we lost what we think was Kenny McKell to the pit lane. But what a drive for Robert Drummond. You can't take anything away from him. That was absolutely class in the glass. And he comes here, the Escort Cosworth, followed by Roddy Patterson. Those two guys streaking away at the front.